How you'll know if you'll benefit from this treatment protocol is if you have a positive sign with any of these tests. The first of the two is, can you bring your leg knee straight past 90? So 90 degrees is right there where he's perpendicular to the floor. If he can go past 90, he's too flexible. And that means you would benefit from a stabilization program. Again, these are typically female. They typically are in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, who have a history of being cheerleading, dancing, gymnastics, just hyper bendy, very flexible, always have been, and then now they find themselves in this situation with episodic low back pain that usually have some kind of event or injury that happens. They're laid up in bed for 3 to 4 days, and then they're sore and achy for the next 4 to 5 weeks before it kind of goes away on its own, it appears, but then these episodes of low back pain keep reoccurring and sometimes even happen more frequently. These are folks who would benefit from a stabilization program. The other test that we do, roll over onto your stomach. This is one that you would need a super friend. We're going to find the low back. You feel the little bumps in the spine. I put my index finger and middle finger on either side of that bump in the spine, and then I bring my hand over and just put pressure straight down. Any pain there, Colton? No. On either side, all the way down. And if he says, okay, that one right there hurts, okay, that one hurts, lift your legs up. Stay there. I push back down. Any pain there? No. If the answer is no, after he activates his legs into extension, that means you would benefit from a stabilization program. This indicates that we have instability at rest, and the muscles around it need to contract in order to stabilize it. And so we need to help facilitate that. And so our favorite exercises for this are the McGill 3, so go ahead and lay onto your back. The first one we'd like to do is called the curl up, so put your hands underneath the hips, one leg is up, and he's gonna basically do a crunch and a curl, flatten the back out, neck stays straight, shoulders are off the table, and we're gonna hold 5 to 10 seconds as he breathes. I say count out loud softly to yourself because that breathing is required. We wanna stay flat and steady, no pain in the back. Raising your knee up helps to encourage what we call posterior pelvic tilt, or a flattening of your spine into the floor. And we're going to repeat this 10 times. You can do this 2 to 3 times a day. That's totally fine as long as you're not having any pain. If being in this position causes any kind of pain, then all you're going to do is lower the load. So instead of bringing your shoulders up, just relax those shoulders, bring your hands out in front, feel hip bones. Hip bones are going to come in, and then what you're going to do is flatten your back, fingertips on the hip bones, slide your fingers off the hip bones just into the side of your obliques where it gets soft, and then what you're going to do is just clear your throat or cough. You'll feel that pressure push back into your fingers, the side of your abs, push back into your fingers, go into a cough or a grunt, and then hold that right here, hold that in your belly, hold that, keep breathing. As you breathe, don't let this get soft. And then you're going to count out loud softly to yourself to 5 to 10 seconds. This is hugely important. This is what's activating the transverse abdominis. It's one of the 5 muscles that originate or insert onto this thick band of fascia in your low back called the thoracolumbar fascia. Fascia, which is a rigid connective tissue, much like a bed sheet where it'll fold, but it doesn't want to stretch. Because of its rigidity, it allows us to exploit that strength by bracing our low back through work of our abdominal wall. And so this is the first one that we're going to work on, called the transverse abdominis draw in, if the curl up is painful. If you have any difficulty at this level, give us a call. The next one is a side plank. On your side, on your elbow and on your knees, he's going to bring his hips forward so we're in line, shoulders, hips, and knees, and we're going to side plank up off the floor, keeping those hips forward, right in line with our hips, knees, and shoulders, and we're going to hold. These are all stabilizing efforts or stabilizing doses of exercise where we do prolonged holds. Work on 5, build to 10, go to 15, and if you can get to 30, great. 30 and beyond is fantastic. No pain, no wobbling, no shaking. That's where we want to be. You're going to hold this 3 times for 30 seconds. You can build up to that though. Don't feel like you have to be able to do that all at once. If you can do 5 to 10 seconds at a time, that's great. Just work to build up to be able to sustain or hold 30 seconds at a time, up to 3 times, and do both sides. The last one of the big 3 is you're just gonna need a towel, hand towel, roll it up. It's only about 2 inches thick. We're gonna put that under one of the knees. We're gonna do it to both sides, so it doesn't matter which one you start with. But now it's gonna tilt his pelvis and low back area. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna push his knee down into the towel, and he's gonna raise this one up. Now you notice we're just getting a little bit of this elevation, and that's all that we're working on. Start off nice and easy. Leave your foot down on the floor. Arms and shoulders are active, they're involved, but they're not overpowering. Also notice is he's not rotating his entire trunk, he's just rotating through his pelvis. If we can get to a point where you can raise that leg off, even better, it's more challenging. Allow yourself to be a beginner and work through the steps nice and smooth and steady without pain. We're going to do this 15 to 30 times with no pain. Do it twice a day.